I feel like I may finally be getting a grip on my ADHD. Like, not really. I don't know that I ever will for real, but I just feel like I'm finally getting to a point where I'm not letting it consume me. Like, I'm not letting my shortcomings, like, dictate how I view myself and how I operate in the world and dictate, like, what I do with my time. Um, Basically, I work for myself, and like people think that I'm just like hustle girl, boss babe. Like, absolutely not. That is not what I do. Um, I do a lot of dilly dallying, a lot of wasting time, um, a lot of things that I definitely don't need to be doing. I make very long to do lists that um, usually only one or two things get done out of maybe like 30 things that I give myself to do in a day, which I realize is literally impossible. Um, but for some reason, I think that I can do everything. And on good days, I can. But then usually the days where I do the most things, it takes me like 2 to 5 business days to recover. And by business days, that means nothing because I can't tell a Sunday from a Tuesday. Like, all of my days run together. The only time I know that it is a weekday is when my kids go to school. So, um, working on that. We're working on routine. We're working on consistency. I've always said that the only thing I've ever been consistent in is my lack of consistency. So we're getting better. And by we, I mean me, and the other me. But anyway, I don't know what I started off saying by this. Oh, I am starting to get to a place where I am kind of getting a grip on my ADHD. And by that, I just mean that I'm starting to be more forgiving and patient with myself. I'm starting to not let my anxieties consume me to the point where I think that I'm getting like rheumatoid arthritis and inflammation and uh, freaking all kinds of inflammatory diseases because I think that I was developing like carpal tunnel because I was just stressed out so much. I literally had to wear a wrist brace at one point because I had so much pain in the ball of my hand, in my wrist. Like, it was really bad. Like, I don't know if it was because I was sleeping with my fist balled up. I don't know. I was also making a lot of bread at the time, and maybe that was why. I don't know. Um, anyway, I it's really just been a mindset shift. And, for the longest time, I have been super hard on myself, really mean to myself, um, not very compassionate, not very gracious with myself when I don't perform to my liking. But the thing is like, I always would make a to do list that was 9,000 items long, and I would only accomplish 1,000 of those things. And instead of being proud of myself for accomplishing 1,000 things, which is superhuman, I would I would be mad at myself for not accomplishing the 8,000 other things, which it's like, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's not realistic at all. And I'm just getting to a point now where I'm finally like, girl, be real. Like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world if you don't wash your car today. I hear a dog barking. I need to pause. Okay, I'm back. I had to make sure that my chickens were not being eaten by a dog. I don't even know where the dog bark was coming from. It's pouring down rain outside. There's literally a hurricane about to hit us. Anyway, I basically just wanted to kind of give myself like a little video diary moment snippet for myself, to remind myself that I'm doing fine and I'm really at this weird like pivot place in my life, and like it's like this big transition is happening. It feels really good, but it also feels really scary, and um, I'm having a really hard time with it because of the way that my brain is, because of my ADHD. It's really really hard to like stick with things, and I have way too many things I want to focus on and research and study and get into and start and make and get rid of and get and it's like my brain is just constantly like switching from one thing to the next, and I'm trying to, like I said, be gracious with myself. I'm trying to be very mindful, very demure. I'm just kidding. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, I basically am just trying to be patient with myself, be real, be forgiving. And it's made all the difference in the world. Like I'm not in as much pain. I sleep better at night. I wake up in a lot less pain. I'm not clenching my jaw as much. And it really is just like a mindset shift. And unfortunately, a lot of it has to do with money. And I'm in this place where I have none. Like none. Because I've been trying to force myself to do things that are not in line with my soul. And that's kind of really the main reason that I feel like I had so much inflammatory stuff going on, was the resistance that I was feeling over the last couple of years, that I've been trying to force myself to do a job that I don't want to do anymore. Like I literally quit my job and created a new job for myself. Not one that I really wanted to be doing. Like it was a hobby that kind of like accidentally became a job that I locked myself into, that I have a hard time breaking away from. Like, you know, I've heard somewhere recently, and I've heard this many times over the years, but like you are not an entrepreneur if you are not able to step away, or you have not built a business unless you are able to step away and the business still runs without you. And I haven't been able to step away from things or step away to do things that I want to do without there being serious repercussions to my finances, to my business, to my my workflow. And that is just not sustainable. So I'm really just kind of like trying to refocus, reprioritize, and let myself let go of who that person was. You know, like I don't have to force that part of me. I don't have to force myself to be something that I don't want to be anymore. And I literally haven't wanted to be in a couple years. And not that I don't want to be that. I just don't want to only be that. I am a multi-passionate person. I have way too many things going on in my life that I want to be doing. And I just really kind of like painted myself into a corner and stayed in that corner even after the paint dried. You know what I mean? Like the paint wasn't wet anymore. I could have left at any time. And just recently I finally gave myself permission to do that. And it felt really liberating. And ironically, it made me want to do the things that I was doing, the things that I was avoiding even more. And I feel like it's because I gave myself that permission to not do those things anymore. I was like, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. So I guess I can, I don't know. It's like, I have this issue with authority, even when it's authority that I place on myself. There's like quite a few people living inside of me. No, I'm not schizophrenic, but like, I feel like my inner child is still like an angsty 15-year-old teenage girl, but also I'm also her parent, and they just butt heads all the time. And it's really frustrating watching it, especially because I have a 14-year-old child, and there's like things that I do inside of my brain that remind me of what he does when I tell him to do things. And it's just ridiculous. But it's the way of the human brain. And I've always said that adults are literally just children in grown bodies. Like nobody ever truly grows up. We've all got that inner child in us, you know, stuck somewhere at some point. And, you know, we've got the inner teenager and the inner 20-year-old, you know, whatever. That I'm not even going to go there. But I feel like when I gave myself permission to not do the thing that I was avoiding for 2 fucking years, I finally was like, oh, I don't have to do that anymore. Oh, I'm going to do more of that. Like it's backwards. My mom has literally told me my whole life that I was born on opposite day. I do everything backwards. Basically I've been rambling and I picked up I don't even know why I started talking to my camera about all this. I just did. And this is what has spewed out of my mouth. And I don't even know if I formed a solid thought on any of it. But I guess what I'm trying to get at and the update that I am trying to convey is that I have started to forgive myself. I am moving on in different directions with my business and my approach to things. And it's working out. It's for the better, and I feel it being a good thing. But no longer will I have a 40 item long task list for each day, because I literally would wake up and be overwhelmed and just never get ahead and just be behind all day long and then go to bed like, what the hell did I do today? I accomplished absolutely nothing. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I deserve to be nice to myself. I deserve to live inside this brain with somebody that is not mean to me. And, you know, it's like going back to the inner child stuff that I said we were going to veer away from. But, you know, little kids that are yelled at and belittled and talked down to, their growth is stunted. Whether it's mentally or emotionally or sometimes even physically, like they literally don't grow at the rate that they're supposed to. And so, you know, because they're living in such a negative environment. So like, why do I expect myself to be able to grow out of those things, those mindsets and those, you know, habits when the other part of me is being so mean to me, you know, for not doing enough or not being good enough, or, you know, so what makes me think that I'm going to grow if I'm going to continue to be so mean to myself? Sitting in states of anxiety, sitting in states of paralysis, nothing gets done anyway. So I might as well like cut that part out. And even on the moments or days or times where things aren't getting done, be nice to myself still, because being mean and beating myself up is not going to get me out of that headspace. It's not going to make me want to do things. So I've gotten to a point where thankfully I do work for myself, and I am able to kind of just do what I want to do when I want to do it, which I may not have any money, but at least I have time freedom, and that is way more valuable to me than any kind of dollar bill. But yeah, paying my bills is nice. Thankfully, I have a partner that I can lean on in times that I am not able to, but not too much. Like, he ain't my sugar daddy. But fortunately, we are in a place that we are able to. And it goes back and forth. Sometimes it's me, and sometimes like we take turns kind of pulling the weight, or I guess holding the weight. So thankfully we're not gonna lose our house or anything like that, but like I do need to get consistent, and being nice to myself is the first step, and not being, you know, not holding it against myself that I do have ADHD, and not using it as an excuse or using it as something that I put myself down about, so I've said a lot of words, and I don't know if any of those thoughts even I don't know if I completed any of those thoughts. But I think I'm going to still list this video because I really kind of just want this channel to be almost like a diary of sorts. I want to be able to look back and see where I was at certain times, and maybe what I'm talking about can help somebody maybe just feel a little bit less alone where they're at in life. But I'm not trying to, this video isn't to accomplish teaching you anything or give you steps on how to do things, but maybe we can bond over our shortcomings. But it's not really shortcomings. You know what I mean? I realized I didn't even really introduce myself. I'm Ashley, and I have always been obsessed with the way that people's brains work and why people are the way that they are. I have no degree in any field. I did go to college for psychology, but I never even made it to the actual classes that were the psychology classes. But I'm just kind of bumbling around on this journey, trying to figure things out as I go, and really take a lot of pride in my growth and the process of growth. And I know that I need to be patient with myself. So that's why I'm here. And I want you to know that you're not alone. We're in this together, even if I will never meet you or talk to you, whatever. But at least maybe you can feel a little bit there's other people in the trenches with you. Fortunately, I'm in my follicular phase right now, so I am feeling more positive about life and things going on. And honestly, it's pouring down rain outside, and that brings me joy. That lights me up. So I'm doing great today, but that's, who knows? Tomorrow is going to be another day. We will see. Hopefully I can get something done without getting too distracted and without recording another 20-minute long YouTube video for a channel that I have tried to start about 6 times over the last 6 years. So yeah, if you want to subscribe to my channel, subscribe, have at it, like the video, thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know that you're a real person and that that you're a real person. And also maybe give me a tip on your best time management tip, since I'm lacking in that department. I've tried all the things, but again, consistently inconsistent. I hope that you're going to be really nice to yourself today, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.